Nice. That's cool. That's really cool.
Share vision going. Oh no! Crashed on me. Right, that's it. Just YouTube today.
Okay, yeah, share vision's a little bit, it's a mess.
I'll leave it. And I'll try and get this new indicator while we're going.
Perfect. Are you guys getting any snow out there yet?
Snow? No, it's almost tropical for here.
Oh,
Oh, goodness, yeah, almost I should say.
oh that's good. Lucky.
We're up to about 15 degrees centigrade, which is whatever.
Wow.
60 something?
Yeah, it's like 65 degrees or something. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're getting the African plume, is what it's apparently referred to as.
Oh, we're starting to get the cold, but we're supposed to get snow tonight.
Gosh, well, very different climate. Right, okay. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Unity Trading Model live stream demonstration. We're going to be taking some trades using our Excel trading model, and we're going to be taking trades on the Euro USD time frame. We're going to be taking lots of trades, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box or just say hi if you would like to. I've seen a question or a comment from Ben. Hi there, Ben. Great to have you here again. We will be giving you some updates. We'll be telling you about the new version, which is going to be downloadable very, very soon, and we're going to be having lots of other stuff. So we're going to be here for about 30 minutes. So first of all, we are trading on this is what we're now calling the Unity Excel trading model. You can see it on the bottom left of your screen, and we're taking trades on the Euro US dollar time frame. Now this very model, the one that I am demonstrating today, is available and you can download it. There is a link below this video. You can download it and test it out. And we've had some new changes. We've made it more user-friendly, and Ren, who is also on this call, I'm going to introduce in just a moment, is going to tell you about that. Good morning, Ren. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Mark. It's good to see you. Yeah, thanks for hosting. And good morning, Ben. Thanks for joining us this morning. So, yep, we got new updates so we can talk about, and we're going to demonstrate some new functionality today. So it's going to be exciting.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. So the markets this morning, I haven't really been paying too much attention. They're a little bit down, but we had a good day yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we're starting to see a small recovery. Like, hey, knock on wood, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed. So, in fact, I've got the Nasdaq on screen on the daily time frame. So, a bit of a proxy for risk on, risk off, and we're actually pushing yesterday's highs. So that is interesting to see, and I'd be pretty much guarantee that that will be replicated to pretty closely in the Euro US dollar, which we are trading today. So we're already taking trades.
And yeah, Mark, I want to remind you, last week you mentioned that coming into the third week of October, you're expecting that seasonality to kick in from all the backtest studies we've done in the past, and you've done a lot of work in that area. So
yeah, super exciting. So yeah, there is a lot of history to this pattern, and it does not work every year, but we have had a horrible year really for equities, really tough year for most traders. So it is not, apart from the quote unquote perma bears, the people who have been trying to sell short for the last decade or more, it's been a tough year. So we're going to hopefully going to see a bounce, hopefully, if the seasonal patterns hold true. We don't get more crazy news in the market. We're going to see some decent bounce that could last all the way into December and maybe beyond. So let's see what happens with that. So this morning, Ren, we're back on the Euro US dollar, and you can see the Unity trading model here on the bottom left of your screen. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Apologies if you're watching this on a small screen here. You can see it's just a normal Excel model, and we have got a strategy that we're testing that we refer to as strategy 2, and it's set up in momentum mode. So it is buying on strength, And the settings that we're using, I'll explain a bit more at the moment. When we have 3 consecutive higher closes, we're going to go long on a bar basis. 3 consecutive lower closes, we're going to go short. Ren, we've had some fun with this strategy, haven't we, since we introduced it a month or two ago?
Yeah, and it's been really successful. I've been running it like 24/7 just to see what it's doing, and putting in a lot of trades. It's kind of an exciting strategy to watch. I had an 87% win rate yesterday, which is one of the highest win rates I've had over a 24-hour period in a long time. So, and the other good news that I have is recording a log between the actual fills that I got and the actual spreadsheet trades over an entire 24-hour period. I had about a $2 slippage, from P&L. So that was pretty impressive too. So the P&L I was seeing in the spreadsheet versus the P&L in the the platform, about $2. Now, one thing I would have noticed, depending on how you set up your spreadsheet, you may have to increase your trade size limit in your brokerage firm to match up with the spreadsheet, or reduce it in the spreadsheet, because the default's about a 10-to-1 ratio.
Yes. So, a couple of things you just said there. First of all, you mentioned a moment ago, maybe it was before we came on air, that you've been just testing and testing this thing. So you've been having it running 24/7, really low slippage, which I like. We're going to just have to say it again. We've been impressed with MetaTrader 5. We're not affiliated with them in any way. We do not get any kickbacks from them, but you came across the platform. I've known about it for a while, but you came across the fact that it's got a really good way to connect directly into the server. The platform and the spreadsheet are separate. So the way we do it is we get the spreadsheet to do all the calculations, all the analysis. So you can do that for your back testing. You can make sure you've got a valid, a robust strategy, and then program Excel to give you the signals. And our system, the Unity trading model, will take those, put it straight into the server. It'll import prices directly, and it's working really well in terms of slippage.
Yeah, it's been very small slippage. Yeah. And one of the things, I guess, in MetaTrader world, they would call the our Unity trading model it will be considered an expert. They have these expert traders, and so those are your algorithm trading. There's multiple ways to approach that. One is to hire someone that you follow. Another one is to create an algorithmic program, like a black box inside of MetaTrader using their editor, and then having an external Unity model that we have. Our Excel is your expert. So you're using Excel to be your expert trader.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yes. If any existing users of MetaTrader 5, or it's very similar in MetaTrader 4, MT4, the language itself is not really for beginners. You're a programmer, Ren. You would have no problem with it, I'm sure, once you understand the syntax. But for most regular traders, it's not the easiest of languages to use. I've used it in the past, and I do like it. I don't think it's powerful. I don't think you can do all sorts of things, but it's not the most user-friendly. So what you can get, like you were saying, Ren, is you can get it packaged up in a black box type expert advisor that somebody else has programmed, and you can maybe adjust the variables, do back tests and things like that. But it's slightly different to what we're doing here. It's still an EA. It's still an expert advisor, but it's a different system. It's based in Excel, and you get complete control of Excel. You get complete control of the strategy, and you can use normal Excel functions to do your analysis and make sure that you're happy with the results and the strategy and the execution and all that you need to think about.
Yes, as using Excel as an expert advisor, it's not a black box. You can look at all the inner workings of it. You can compare, since it is a separate entity, and you can look at it. You can look inside the engine, so to speak. Open the hood and see what's happening inside there, and fully understand what's happening with your strategy, versus having that black box expert advisor that you can create on MetaTrader, where you really can't see what's going on. Also, it's integrated to the platform, so it's really hard to separate what kind of slippage you would be getting between, actual trading and what's happening inside MetaTrader. So it's kind of a really cool thing to have the expert advisor, where you can lift the hood and check it out.
Exactly. So you've got two things. You've got Excel, recording all the prices, all the data that's sent into Excel is being recorded, analyzed, and the trading logic applied. But you also have a record of all the trades in Excel, so you can, like you just said, you can compare it to what you're getting in your broker. There will be slippage. There's always going to be slippage. There's always going to be a spread that you're going to have to pay somehow or other. Some strategies are going to have more slippage than other strategies. Some markets are going to have more strategy at some times of day, etc., etc. But on the whole, you need to have a control. You need to understand what your slippage is, your cost. It's part of your cost of trading. So good that we're getting minimal slippage, and it's good that also you get a way to calculate it and be aware of it.
Exactly. It's good to look at, oranges and oranges and apples and apples.
Exactly. So bottom left of your screen here, you can see the Excel model, and the reason we know it's active is because every single bar, and I'll zoom in a little bit more, you can see every single bar, these numbers are changing slightly. We're testing on the 5-second time frame, and it's just so we get lots and lots of trades, and you can see it happening in super fast time. If I go across here, you can see we have a long trade. See here all the prices bar by bar, and every 5 seconds the data and the signal marches up one row as more data is streamed into the spreadsheet. So we've got a long trade at this moment, and we can just need to click onto here, which is the results tab, and you can see how this particular trade is affecting our daily P&L graph.
Yep.
So we're using strategy 2. I described a moment ago simply what it is just a way of controlling your trade entries in a very, very easy to understand way. So an entry of 3, an entry variable of 3 means you're waiting for 3 consecutive long higher closes for a long trade and 3 consecutive lower closes for a short trade. We've got a number of, we can change that number as well, and you will see the results adjust in real time. And I'll scroll over here so you can see again, I'm looking at the Excel model here. If I put this to 2, you can see the P&L graph will change. If I put it to 1, it will change again. We're going to set it to 3. We generally get pretty good results with 3, particularly at this time of day. And you can see here the P&L graph is nicely sloping upwards. We've got 3 different filters here, and I'm going to go through them consecutively, and a bit later we're going to have a look at introducing a new indicator. So we've got our higher highs, lower lows filter, which is not seemingly helping us at all today. So we can come back to that one. We've got our EMA filter. So this is a very standard one. We're above or below. This is one of your faves, isn't it?
Right. It is. It's one of my favorites. I really like this one. Yeah,
so,
this is a good one.
It's doing its job very nicely here. Actually, I've been using a value of 30 bars to calculate it, and it's doing its job nicely, minimizing drawdown.
Yeah, that's the one I used yesterday for 87% in 24 hours. That was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I like that. So, and we've got another one, price sector filter. This is closer to the EMA, but again, it's relatively not helping us here. So what this is using a very long stochastic oscillator over 100 bar. So you can visualize a 100 bar stochastic oscillator, and we want it to be within 50%, or the middle line of the stochastic, and 100. So it's going to weed out the trades when the market is weaker.
Well, there we go. The markets have opened.
Okay, so we're going to see a lot more liquidity in the stock market. We don't normally see such a huge effect in the Forex market, but there will be an effect. And we can have a look. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look here. I'm going to go back onto the NASDAQ, because even if you're a Forex trader, it pays to pay attention to what is going on in the other markets.
It does.
Nothing exists in a vacuum, especially these big markets. And what we can see here is right at the opening bell, the NASDAQ has pushed above yesterday's highs, and I would be fairly certain that if I go onto the Yeah, this is the S&P. Yeah, no, not quite as strong. So we're definitely in a risk on mode at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see. It looks like the S&P may go higher as well.
Yeah, it's looking good. Like we had a good consolidation period there on the daily, and now it looks like it's trying to push higher, which is good. It's a little bit of a relief after all the whole year being down.
It's been a really, yeah, a really bad year in so many historic ways. Not many good things have been historic about it. We've had a record, what we now know to be a bear market rally.
Yep.
I think on the S&P and definitely the Nasdaq, it's never rallied that much on a percentage basis in history, as far as I know. So that's not a great record, but there we go. There we go. So we've got that. So we're living through exciting times for traders.
Boy, I'll say.
Yeah. So right, we've got Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is very much in a holding pattern here. Really is glued to in and around that 19,400 sort of level.
Yeah.
Ether, difficult to say. It's much different on there. Maybe a bit more trendy than Bitcoin,
Yeah.
but not really showing much else. So it might just be able to bring in some prices for Netflix. Here we go for Netflix. So Netflix is making a recovery. That's interesting. Again, I'm going to get back to the model in the moment, just having a little browse about.
Well, yeah,
Netflix
and
got crucified, didn't it?
they did. Oh my gosh, they really did. I mean, incredible. But this is actually a really good thing to talk about because you're able to go out and browse the markets while our trading system is trading for us. The data connection is separate from the trading platform. So you're able to do whatever you want in the platform without worrying about it interacting with your actual trading happening. So you can just kind of take a break, look at the markets, make assessments, and maybe a strategy change according to what you see without affecting everything in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So great point. I mean, we've emphasized this a few times that the platform is separate to all the trading. So you can do whatever you want. You can enter trades, you can close trades. You can do whatever you want on the platform. You can browse the markets. You can run another expert advisor. You can do whatever you want with your platform, and it does not affect what is going on in Excel. So that is a really nice feature. So Stefan is here. Hi, Stefan. I bet I'm going to come back to those comments here. Stefan, you guys are really pretty. Many thanks. But can you zoom out a bit of your faces and zoom into the platforms a bit? Yeah, I should have this already set up, shouldn't I? I can't easily do this today, but I can certainly do that for next week's live stream. So apologies, it's going to stay a bit smaller today. If I try and do it on air, it will probably go wrong. But yeah, it's a valid point, don't you think, Ren? We can zoom into what we're talking about. We can zoom in and emphasize the trading model, and also the what we've just been talking about, which is the platform. Thanks, Stefan. Great to have you here. And point noted. I will address that for next week. So, okay, Ben, thanks for the question again. Combination of VBA and Python. Yeah, it's simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. Yeah, VBA is just being used. The way we use it currently is literally just to move prices and in a very simple way around the model. Python is just the back end. That's the way we're communicating between Excel and the server, and effectively it will be your broker's server when you're running this. Anything to add to that, Ren?
Well, yeah, I guess it's basically exactly how you said it. We actually use Python to develop the interface initially, but the demo that you're downloading is a C++ library. So it just runs on Windows using the existing libraries. All it does is connect the data service to the Excel model. So our Unity model is just doing all of the work, making the decisions for the trading. All the Excel formulas are what's actually doing all of the work. So all the heavy lifting is being done by Excel. The piece in the middle is just getting the data back and forth. That's all. And then when Excel makes a decision to trade, it just passes that back to the MetaTrader or your broker, depending on how it's set up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So in fact, it's moved on probably further than I thought. Yeah. So if you're running this in a Windows environment, it's not even going to be using Python. It's going to be using, well, Ren's already said it. I'm not going to try and repeat it because I didn't fully understand it. But it's going to be using things that are already available in Windows. So you don't need to download anything else.
Yep, exactly. It's self-contained.
It's self-contained and is using things that are already in Windows.
Right, and it doesn't take or store or transmit any credential information. All that is you hook it up to your brokerage with MetaTrader. That's done inside their platform. All this does is transfer the data back and forth. And if you've got a trade, hey, it sends it over and says, tell your MetaTrader, tell your broker you're trading. So it's all that stuff is handled on MetaTrader and your broker, and all the decision making is done in Excel. Yeah. So yeah, just think of it as a pipe where all the data is just flowing back and forth.
Yeah. So as a user, you should find it really, really simple. We've had a few comments. We've been updating. Ren's been busy updating, adding some new features into the demo version, which is available. In fact, I have to upload it. I've said it's available. I have to upload it. We've got it basically. So we've got a new version. A couple of things that I'm aware of. People were saying, is it broken? Why is it exiting? But I'll let you explain, Ren, what you've done there.
So what I did with it is I made some message boxes. So when something's going on, like this is a demo that's time limited. So basically after about 15 to 17 minutes, your interface is like the pipe between the two systems is going to close, and it's going to let you know what happened and thank you for using it, those kinds of things. Also, I opened it up a little bit more. So it's really just a time restricted demo. You can change the time frames. Like if you want to go with the 5-second time frame, great. If you want to change your Excel sheet to run at the 1 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, or daily, it'll work. Obviously, if you're only running it for 15 minutes, the daily time frame is not going to work very well. But you can play around with other time frames in Excel if you'd like, and get a feel for it. So it's not restricted in any way. It's a fully active demo. The only restriction is just how long it runs, and you're not restricted on how often you run it. So if you want to just fire it right back up again and do some more testing, that's fine too. So you can continue on.
Yeah, we want to give you as much experience of how it would really be to trade it as we possibly can at this stage. Don't forget the premium version release is imminent. So it's going to be in the next few weeks. We're going to be getting it live in November, and that's going to be completely de-restricted, of course. And if you want to sign up to that, you want to be part of the initial package of people that sign up to it, we will be working with you directly to make sure it's working properly, make sure your strategy is right. So first people to sign up are going to be privileged insiders, and we're going to work directly with you. So more information to come. If you happen to be watching this, you just come across it or somebody's forwarded it to you, there's a link below this video. You can not only get the version, the demo version of the system that I'm showing on the screen at the moment, you can also make sure you are going to be the first to find out as soon as we have news about the premium version, which is coming soon. So yeah, thanks, Ben. Thoughts on the premium price. We will be releasing it soon, Ben. We're not going to be keeping people in the dark for too long about this. We're going to be getting everything out as soon as we possibly can. But yeah, thank you for your continued interest, continued really good questions, which are helping us to develop a system that's useful for you.
Right. And this whole demo process, you guys are actually helping us. Your feedback that you're giving us, we're adding that stuff into the whole thing. So we're making it better for you so that when we go live with it, we have something that's really satisfying and works well for you. So feel free to download it. Give us some comments, let us know what you thought, how the process went. If you got confused about anything, let us know. That way we can make that product better for you.
Yeah. So I'm going to do something a bit different today, Ren. I know you've got to leave a bit early today, so I'm going to keep this brief. So what we've got here, we've got the Excel model here, and if I go over here, you can see the backtest sheet, bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to close down the interface. So all that means is I'm just going to close it there. You can't even see any difference, but we're not going to take any trades and we will no longer get data streamed in. So it is really easy to add new indicators to this. There's lots and lots of examples, templates on tradingform.com. What I'm going to demonstrate today is something you don't need to do yourself, but just how easy it is to put in another type of indicator. So simple moving average, which is maybe the very most basic indicator you can possibly have. And so you can actually put it in, so you can see what I've done here, bottom left of the screen. I've just inserted a new column, usually into this area here. And I'm going to put the formula equals average. And I'm just going to take, first of all, initially an average of the closing prices like that. And I'm going to copy them down like so. I'm sure many of you or most of you have done that before. Created a simple moving average. Now we can easily make this variable. I'm not going to even go into that. But for many, many reasons, you might want to have a moving average of the high price, for example. So if you want to do that, so we'll make that a moving average of the high price. Just copy it over there. Okay. Copy the formulas down. And again, it is absolutely, it took me very, very little time. So now we've got a moving average of the high price in there. I can change the logic if I want to let's say we won't take any trades. I'm just going to do the long trades here just for simplicity. So I've got a big long formula. It doesn't really matter about that. It's just the way I choose to do it. You don't need to do the way I choose to do it. And I'm going to say that the closing price must in all cases be lower than this new simple moving average. So there's just one simple condition there. Closing price must be lower than my new simple moving average. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to copy the formula down. So you can immediately see how that has affected the results, and it looks like it's affected it negatively, and we never quite know. This is the whole value of backtesting. Never done this particular thing before, so why not make it higher? So it has to be higher than this moving average. So all I've done is reverse the symbol. Again, bottom left of your screen, I've copied the formulas down, and you can see it's made a bit of a difference there.
Wow,
so
that
we've
looks
got a nice tighter.
That looks good, Mark. I want that one.
Yeah, so we've got a nice tighter thing. It took me literally 2 minutes to do that test, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into the Unity model. I'm going to start it up again. Okay, so it was only running a few moments ago, and it's already ready for trades. And if I go back to the backtest tab here, we should see, I'm going to restart it again after saying that. Let's try again. Just giving it a moment. Oh, it keeps crashing. Why does it keep crashing on me, Ren? That's a
good question.
That's a very good one. So it's never done that. So we've got a brand new thing. So, oh, that's interesting. So I'm just going to show you on the screen what I'm doing, and I'm going to show the message that I've got so everybody can see. And if you get anything like this.
Yep, that's good feedback. So yeah, it's hard to tell exactly. Try the, yeah, it's hard to tell because I can't see what exactly happened. I have to look at it, but it looks like it got the different columns. It found the columns okay, but it found some other issues.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is one thing you can do. You can manually delete the data. All these little things obviously will iron out. See if that's helped it. You can see that, can't you, Ren?
Yep, it looks good. Let's see if it is. No, there's something happened to it. Yeah, so we'll have to take a look at that.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, well, we've learned something new anyway today.
Well, we did. So it seems to find it finds all the columns and rows that you changed, which is good. I can tell that, and then it just aired out. So we'll have to find out what happened. Make sure MetaTrader itself is looking good. Maybe maybe close MetaTrader down itself. just in case.
I'm going to try closing MetaTrader. So that has
And
never happened to me before.
MetaTrader launched okay, but yeah, it doesn't like something about our sheet.
Okay.
Interesting.
So there we go. We've got a thing to do. Anyway, the point is still made. That would not normally happen. That's never happened to me before. You can do tests so quickly. Anything that occurs to you, this strategy be better or worse if the the full period of RSI is greater than 50? Anything that occurs to you if you've had my favorite, if you've had 3 consecutive higher highs and 3 consecutive higher closes, is that help the strategy or hinder it? And that's one of the filters that we've actually got in the test at the moment. So, well, I think today we're going to actually end it on that note because we can't get it running again. So that's an interesting new thing, but we will have it up and running.
Yeah, let's just make sure, we'll have to make sure that we're running the current version and everything. We've got quite a few versions in there. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what that message was, and we'll get back to you guys for next week's live stream. We can do another demo of the same thing again. Hopefully it does work. Yeah, you're trying the executable one. Let's see what that one does. Maybe that's the one that we're that's out there. Let's see what that one does. Yeah, I think it was just the wrong version, Mark. We might have clicked on the wrong version because it's running live now on the one that we have on the website. So maybe that one was just an old one.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So we're running again. So this is a version that you have as a user. So that is working absolutely fine. It seems to be my version that wasn't working properly. So
yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, so we're already back live. Normally it wouldn't take a moment. You can tell we're back live because data is streaming in here. We should be in a long trade. Yep. And I should be able to see that long trade. If I go back to that market that we're testing, go back to the 1 minute time frame, and let me just see if it's actually taken that one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Right. Good. So there we go. So we've had a nice little bounce this morning. We've had some demonstration of trades, and we've had an issue that we're going to be looking at. Thanks, Ben. So, Stefan, will errors show in the MT logs?
Oh, so yes, some types of errors will show in the MT logs. Any type of trading issue, you'll get a message back. There'll be a trading indication, like what the code was. We also store that we'll go back and forth and store that in Excel. We have a log tab that we kind of keep hidden, but you can unhide it and see it. So there'll be information in that as well. So we do store those error messages. There's always the occasional lapse. Say, for instance, if your internet goes down and a trade is placed, there's going to be an error return code why it didn't go through. That'll be recorded on our side. Like you'll see it in your Excel sheet. If something goes wrong on your brokerage side with MetaTrader, there'll be a code in there as well. So yeah, it does store those codes, so we can go back and look. And that's what I was planning to do, is kind of go debug with Mark a little bit later. But I just think what happened is we have an older version there that got started, and it wasn't ready for the newer changes we've made. So yeah, there is a log to answer your question.
Yeah, and I'm just demonstrating it here. Apologies, Stefan. It's going to be very small, but it is the top left of your screen. You can see this is the log, the journal, as it's called by MT5. Nothing in there, and the experts say, yeah, I assume we can write to that journal.
We can send stuff when stuff goes wrong.
So we can send stuff to it. Again, a lot of this is going to be driven by the feedback of the users. So.
Yeah, how much do you want to see? That's a good question, Stefan. Like, how much of that stuff do you want to have just readily available, or do you want to have it hidden unless you want to see it? So those kinds of questions are good for us to know from a user feedback what you would like to see in what, like, you want to see it on your Excel sheet. Where would you like to see it? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'm just going to briefly show. So there's Stefan, there's multiple logs effectively. If I can stick this on here now, I'll just make it a bit more legible. You've got this one.
Yes, now that's a live running log, and that one is basically telling you that it's looking for trades within a time frame, and it's giving you how many seconds have elapsed since the interface has started. And that's just and you'll see a trade. If a trade happens, you'll see it recorded here as well. And that also gets recorded in Excel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be tons of data available to understand what is going on, and it will be up to you what you want to focus on. I would say, as a rule of thumb, the shorter the time frame, the more you need to be absolutely on it with the data. The longer the time frame, maybe the more focus you need to be on the strategy itself, because there will be more leeway. Things will even out a bit more on the longer time frame. Slippage will vary from against you to slightly more likely to be in your favor and things like that. Do you think that's fair, Ren?
Yeah, exactly. I would agree. Definitely, the shorter term, we wouldn't actually trade this time frame in real life. It's more just to demonstrate the fact that it can take those trades completely and record it more than it's more just for the demonstration of it. Like a real strategy, probably like 15-minute time frame would be like the fastest we'd probably consider going, because there's just too much noise in the short time frames. And then unless you're going to be a high frequency trader, which this is not really developed for high frequency trading. So we're more looking at your normal strategy. You might have imagine a strategy and you can program it in Excel, but most of those are not like high frequency, like bid-ask spread strategies and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to focus more on the strategy at the 15, probably 5-minute time frame. We've had a lot of success with, but that's also quite fast, and you're still going to have lots of trades per day. So you'd have to be really hyper focused on making sure everything's perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 5 minutes, you will get tons of action. Absolutely tons of action. We're doing it on the 5-second time frame just so we can fit it into your day, fit it into our day. But really, 5 minutes is going to give you loads of trades if you're doing this seriously.
Yep.
Okay, then, Ren. I think we're going to wrap this one up, and I realise I know you've got to get off today. So we've seen most things today. We've seen the model. We've seen an idea for a new filter. We have seen the something that we need to look at, technical issue. We've found out about the new version, the changes that you've made. So yeah, any final thoughts or any questions? If you've got any final questions, please drop them in the chat box. Remember, you can download this model. There is a link below the screen to get on the email list, and you'll be able to find out. Anything else from you, Ren, after today?
No, just looking forward to working out some new stuff for next week. Maybe we'll make some more logs for you guys. Just let us know what you want to see, and then next week when we stream, we're gonna do it again, and we'll do another. We'll add another indicator in.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, maybe we'll test another new indicator live, and we'll see what happens. We're not going to pre-plan that. We'll test another new indicator live. We'll show you how easy it is. Give you an example of something you can do yourself. Great comment from Stefan. Can we zoom more into what we're actually doing rather than our beautiful faces? Yeah. Okay.
Will do.
We'll take that in the positive sense. So I think it's a really good comment, Stefan. So yeah, thanks for that.
Yep, we'll do that. We'll take that advice. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully the market's a huge bounce by then, and we'll be excited to trade.
Yeah, we'll be sitting pretty. Yeah, exactly. Couple of final things from Stefan. Brokers won't matter. No, brokers do not matter.
Right. Any brokerage that will connect to MT5 is good to go.
Just MT5 is platform specific, so there are tons of brokers. Just choose one that is located, is licensed, regulated in the area that you live, is good, sensible advice. What about downtime and the VPS? Well, hopefully your VPS is going to be very reliable and will have less downtime than your home internet.
Absolutely.
I would certainly hope they have backups, etc. If you do have a problem, something we've built into the system is an automatic stop and probably even a target as well that will keep you protected if everything goes down. Obviously, you would want to get a reliable system from a reliable vendor. You would hope that will not happen, but if it does happen, things do happen, then you've got protection.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's space built into it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. So thanks, Stefan. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, everybody else, for joining us today. Really appreciate the comments. Thank you, Ren.
Well, thank you.
And we will be joining you with another live stream next week. more information about the premium version coming very, very soon. So thank you very much for joining us.
All right. Have a great day, Mark. Thanks.
Thank you.